Okay, so we're just gonna jump right in this. I'm not gonna do any kind of intro. It's a hair up kind of day, and hopefully it won't be too distracting because apparently I'm the type of person who doesn't know she has cowlicks until she puts her hair up and it's sticking up in all different directions and I just can't do anything about it. So hopefully that won't be too distracting. I have my brows on and I have prepped and primed and set my eyelids. I'm going to do the look that I had on, I don't even know what video it was. February favorites, maybe? It was like the peachy pink look. A lot of y'all asked to either see a tutorial or just commented on how you really liked it. And I thought since spring is just around the corner, it would be very appropriate to show you how I achieved that look. So we are going to do that today. As always, I'm gonna start with my eyes first. And the majority of the look is going to be using the new ColourPop shadows that I have recently acquired. These are the only ones I have, so I can't really give you an opinion about any of the other colors. But I'm going to start out using Say I Do, which is this nice matte pink color. And I'm gonna use this as kind of like a transition shade. These do have quite a bit of kick up on them. I'm not gonna lie about that, but you know, that's the price we pay for pigmentation sometimes. So I'm just gonna take that on a fluffy brush, which today is my Morphe E27. Most days it is. And I'm just going to apply that to my crease. And I forgot I wanted to do some skin prep before my eyes. So after this, we're gonna go into that. Okay, so we just put that as a transition color. Now the skin prep I wanted to do, I wanna try this Makeup Forever lip booster. So I'm just gonna put a little bit. It's got a very large doe foot applicator. I got the clear or universal color. I think they have one with a tint too, but I don't really see a purpose for that if you're gonna put lipstick on top. I put it on my hands, my sanitized hands, and then I'm just gonna use it. Obviously, if you're getting it for personal use, you just put the doe foot directly on your lips, but if I like it, I wanna use it in my kit also, so it's not sticky. I like that. We'll see. We'll see how well it plays under lipstick. Now I'm gonna try the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Skin Booster. And I'm gonna use a separate primer too, but I wanna let this sink in while I do my eyes. And this is just, it's a pretty thick serum. It comes with a pump. I don't really have a clue how much to use, but that's it right there. So I'm just gonna put it all over my face. Okay, so now we're gonna finish the eyes, and that way, by the time I get to primer, this will have a chance to have sunk in. I'm gonna lay my base down on my lids. This is the Balm Batter Up eyeshadow stick in the color Moonshot. So it's like a pretty pinky, I wouldn't even say rose gold. It's just like a champagne pale pink. So I'm just gonna apply that on my lids. And then I'm gonna go in with Wait For It, which is again a matte shade, but this one is much more coral in color. And I'm gonna use my my Lise Wattier definition brush, which is just a little bit thinner than the Morphe one that I laid the pink down with. And I'm just gonna put it in the crease, the same area that I put the pink. So then I'm going to take Come and Get It, which is probably my favorite color that I got out of all four. It's almost like a pinky gold duochrome. It's really pretty. And I can't say that I really have anything like it in my collection. So I'm taking my Sedona lace brush that I always apply my lid color with, and I'm topping that Balm eyeshadow base. Shadows are not bad by any means. I don't think they're any better than like Makeup Geek. And I found that only a few of the colors were different than what I could get from Makeup Geek. So they're about the same price. They're $5 versus $6. So, you know, if you can find a color that's a little bit different, they're worth investing in. Now I didn't get any kind of dark color, so I'm gonna take the color Chic from my Persona palette, and it's this kind of darker purple. And I'm gonna lay that on my outer V. Not too heavy, just to give a little extra dimension, and I'm using my M433 brush for that. So I could just kind of tap it on. I don't want to really even press it in because, like I said, I don't want it to be that dark. I am losing eyelashes left and right today. That's the second one that's fallen out. And when you're working with like cooler colors like this, I don't know, sometimes I think it can get too cool. So I like to go in with something a little more neutral, if not warm, to kind of just very lightly put in the crease. So for that, I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown shadow, single shadow in taupe. So it's more neutral than anything, but it's just going to kind of offset. And I'm not putting a lot of it because I don't want it to be the main focus, but I'm using my Alina Badro blending brush. And I mean, the very smallest amount, I'm just going to blend a little bit in the crease to offset the coolness. So that helped a little bit. Now I'm going to take my finger on that lid shade and I'm just going to pop it on with my finger now that all the rest of the eyeshadows are on, so that it can just be a little bit more pigmented, because I really want that color to be the star. Now, in that video, I actually had liner on, which y'all know I rarely do, but I'm going to do it today since I did it in that video. And I used the Kat Von D Mad Max Brown Trooper's the black, tattoo liner. I've come to realize that when I'm working with liquid liners on myself, I prefer it to be brown. I think it's just not as harsh. If I'm doing like a smoked out liner, I'll do black, but I really like a brown liquid. So now we are going to move on to the face, and we'll finish the eyes up later. I'm going to use the Shiseido Ibuki Smart Filtering Smoother for my primer today. This, you know, I read on the packet that came with it, I'm only using about that much, that it could be used on top of your makeup or underneath your makeup. I'm only putting it where my pores are. And that the streamlined packaging makes it perfect to fit right into your pocket for on-the-go touch-ups, which, I mean, I cannot envision myself A, putting this over my makeup, but B, carrying it in my pocket. But I don't know. I don't know if that's just kind of a gimmick or what. It is what it is. So I'm just putting it in my pores, and then I'm going to put it on my laugh lines. So far, my lips still feel really good, but I don't really know that there's any benefits to that skin booster. And I have a little bit left on my fingers. I'm just going to spread it on my forehead. I think that just kind of took my SPF away, or at least the tint of it. That's not good. That's never happened before. Huh. Okay. We're going to correct with the Sephora Gel Serum Corrector. I cannot stay away from this lately. I don't know why. I feel like, I mean, I haven't even reached for my Armani in forever. It's just been doing me right, so. And Real Techniques, their Expert Face Brush, which I love, they've come out with an Expert Concealer Brush, which I don't use brush for my concealer, but I do use it for my corrector, so I really like this. It is just like a very mini Expert Face Brush. Okay, for foundation today, I am going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I've had this for months, but I have only used it, I think, once. So I don't really know my thoughts. I am going to apply it straight to my face because it's no different than concealer. I've said that over and over again. I'm just gonna use my Beauty Blender. I'm in the color Golden Beige. But like I said, everybody else raves about this foundation, but again, I've only worn it once. I do remember liking it. I mean, wasn't opposed to it by any means. I didn't think that it was awful. I just don't remember much else. You don't have to use much. You saw those small amount of stripes that I put on covered my entire face. So we'll see how it wears throughout the day. It almost looks like it's already cakey, like on my upper lip. I don't know. This is the color, or this is the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Concealer. This is like the $25 with purchase, gift with purchase thing at Sephora. I bought one and it was so dark, so I thought, well, at least I can try now. It's in the color 220 Buff C. It's still pretty dark. This is a very, I haven't decided whether or not I like it or not. It's a very thick concealer. It feels a lot like the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye to me. Like it's that tacky, thick feeling. So you really don't need much. I just put a little bit on my finger and tap it in. And I do one eye at a time with this because it is so thick, and I feel like it just, I don't know, if I don't blend it out right away, I feel like it will crease pretty fast. But I mean, it is pretty good coverage. And this is not like a bright color by any means. It's more along my skin color, which I like in a concealer. I just don't do the highlighting that much anymore. So I'm not even gonna like add, I still have a little darkness when I look down, but I'm not gonna add my Shape Tape like I do with some of my other concealers because it is pretty full coverage. Or liquid bronzer, I'm using the Temp 2 Shimmer Bronzer. It's actually meant for airbrush machines, but you don't have to use an airbrush machine with it. I got this in a BoxyCharm like months ago. Like I need to use it. It's nice, I've used it before. It's a nice actual tan color. Like it's not orange at all. It's very neutral. And fairly easy to blend out with one hand. A lot of times I'll have, you know, the other one on my forehead kind of stabilizing me. Take it down the neck. It is very liquid, which, I mean, it's made for airbrush, so it's gonna be. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Is it the HD booster? But I'm not loving the way this foundation's sitting on my skin for some reason. Oh me. I'll try to write down in the description bar my final thoughts on it at the end of the day. And whether or not I think it was the foundation or the stuff I used under it. That's disconcerting. I'm gonna have to maybe try it again tomorrow without that stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and set my under eyes, and I'm gonna use my new Hourglass Diffused Light. Yep, this, and my favorite setting brush, the Sephora Pro Crease number 10 brush. Get out any creases. This one does crease a little bit more than my Lancome waterproof concealer, the Epper Cerns, I don't know. Somebody kind of made fun of me for how I said that. And I took Spanish, not French, so. But that one, I don't even have to go back in and like buff out the creases before I set, because it just does not crease. And this one did have a few creases, so we'll see how it wears throughout the day. Again, I've only worn it once, so it's hard to remember. All right, now for the best part of the makeup, I'm going to use the Chanel Universal Boost Powder and the La Mer brush. So I'm just going to tap it in the powder. This brush is so nice. I mean, honestly, I could sit here and do that all day just so I could feel this brush on my face. I am not liking my face today. I hope this video even makes it up. Now I'm gonna have to do some serious research. Just feel like it looks muddy right there. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some serious research on which skin product that was. That's the bad part about using too many new things at once, because if you don't like it, you don't know why. All right, now I'm taking the gorgeous Tom Ford bronzer in Terra and my Tom Ford bronzer brush. That helped a little bit. It's nothing Tom Ford can't fix. All right, now I'm going to use my Chanel Elegance blush. I can open it. I don't know why I've kept this brush in here. I don't use the brush, but I think it just kind of completes the packaging. And I'm just weird like that. And I'm literally just tapping. I don't sweep blushes. I just kind of tap them in. And I hope that that prettiness is coming through, because this side just looks jacked. This side's a little bit better. What is wrong? Ugh. Well, the blush is outstanding regardless. For highlight, I'm going to use the new Smashbox Spotlight palette, the Casey Holmes collaboration. And I'm going to use my Anastasia A23. And I'm just going to tap into these first two colors. I'm going to see if this helps any. This is the Hourglass Radiant Light and the Hourglass Ambient brush. I don't know if it's coming across. Y'all might be like, I don't see anything wrong, but trust me, my face is not looking too good. I'm going to set before I finish my eyes using the new Milani Make It Last setting spray. Haven't used this at all, so smells very refreshing. Does have denatured alcohol as the second ingredient, as most setting sprays do, and it's not my favorite. Now, going back to the eyes, I'm going to mix the coral color and the pink color on my Morphe M507, and I'm just gonna run that on my lower lash line. A lot of times I'd rather have like a darker color, but I don't know for this look. I just want it to kind of be very peachy pink all around. That's another eyelash. That's 3. This is not my day, y'all. This is really not my day, because the concealer, even though it was set, is bunching up in the inner corner of my eye from this brush. Well, you are witnessing that I do have bad makeup days. And I just run with it. I am gonna try something a little bit different today than I did in the video. I got these new Silk Kissimmee liners from L'Oreal, and I'm gonna try this cobalt blue in the waterline. Because, I don't know, I love peach and blue together, and I just think that would be fun. And this is cobalt. Do y'all see that? Hope it's coming across. Oh, that's fun. If that stays, that would be excellent. And then I'm just gonna take this lightest color, which is called Take It Slow, and I'm gonna use that as a highlight. It's not quite light enough, so it's not gonna be an extreme highlight, but I wanted to use all 4, and this is what I did in the other video. It's still really, it's light. I just have very hollow inner corners, so if I don't really accentuate that inner corner highlight, it's not going to show up as much. I'm one of those ones that like shimmer on the brow bone. Some people say it's a big no-no, and I say I like it. So I went ahead and did my mascara off camera. As always, I will list everything and link it down below in the description bar that I use. Now, as far as lips, I used the Valentine lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury. And I don't have that upstairs with me, so we're gonna pick something else. We're gonna use the ColourPop Lips Liner in Aquarius first. That lip booster I enjoy. I don't know if I like it any better than the lip conditioner from MAC, which I'm pretty sure has more product in it for around the same price, but it is nice. This is Maybelline Matte Lipstick in Peach Buff. I love these lipsticks. And y'all know I'm not a big fan of matte, but I could leave it like this and feel comfortable. In fact, I really like that color. But we're going to top it off just a little bit with some Buxom lip cream, lip gloss, and sugar. So that darkened it just a little bit, but it's still really nude for my liking. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I love the blue liner. I think that's my favorite part of all of this. I do also enjoy the peachy pink colors, especially for spring coming up. I'm not a hot weather person, but I sure do love spring and summer makeup. So if you have any questions or any requests for any more tutorials, let me know. I will, like I said, update you on what I think. The more this comes together, the more I'm not disliking the foundation, but I do feel like it's going to sink into my lines fairly quickly. I will update you down below, like I had said. So hopefully you enjoyed, and let me know if you decide to purchase these ColourPop shadows, or if you already have them, if you decide to recreate them. Out of everything on the eyes, I suggest the liners. If you don't have them, super creamy, glided on, and so far so good. Like I've had pretty watery eyes while I've done my makeup, and it hasn't come out of the inner corners or the outer corners yet, which is the first place it leaves. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, have a very blessed day.